hear me? Yes. So I'll check. It's working. As an IT guy, I have to check everything. So happy to be here again. The Athens was the start. Now we're with the team. We're again here. So we're speaking together, and I will try not to put it in the context of one product or one system. I will try to be, since we're at the university, to be a little bit more general. So it seems that we need a next generation of cover pool management. And we believe that the ESG and the AI, ESG is about values, yeah, and AI is about technology, that they must be at the core of the next generation cover pool management. So actually I'm a data scientist. I'm leading a data science company based in Frankfurt. It's a middle-sized company. And I've been doing this job for the last 25 years. So the question is, what is data scientist doing here? I'm not an issuer, I'm not an investor, so why I'm standing here? And I'm standing here because I'm deeply convinced that we have to talk, and that we have some issues that we could solve together much more efficiently if everyone would solve them alone. So what we have done actually, and we started, we've been working in different areas, in the travel domain, in the retail, and in the last year we worked efficiently with the banks. So what we discovered after intensive interviews with 25 banks and after doing the first several pilots, it's an interesting situation. So on one side, there is quite significant regulatory burden, so it's a goal, and you know the terms much better than I do. So the EU taxonomy, the CSRD, the CRR, CRD, a lot of issues there and a lot of job to be done. On the other side, when we speak with the banks, and I do not say that it's all the banks, but many of them tell me, look, frankly speaking, about 80% of our mortgage portfolio is not really digitalized. So we have it on the bookshelves somewhere, or if the data is missing, but look, it's your core asset. This is about mortgage pools, and still this information is not transparent. So this was one shocking thing for us. The second thing was that it's about cover bonds, yeah? It's about cheaper funding. It's about enabling cover bond issuance, and it's about enabling it also for the smaller issuers. So, and on the same time, where we hear that there are systems on the market, IT systems, definitely not all of them, where they make 1 or 2 releases per year. People are waiting for 5-6 months to add a couple of new ESG attributes to the templates for rating agency. It was the second shock for us. And the third one, it's not a shock, it's a normal situation, I think, in every enterprise. So this Excel circus that we have everywhere, so people do the stuff manually, people are processing manually, checking manually, the data quality is done manually. So if we look at this perspective, not from the banking perspective, but from the perspective of a data scientist, so it seems that we have a work to do. And so it means that this asset data really blocks access to ESG compliance and to the cover bonds. So what should we do? And I think that I liked a lot the introduction yesterday evening from Luca, that there must be a systematic approach. So we're at the university also here, so it's about systematic thing. So there must be next generation asset management. It must come. And it must be, and I'm not speaking about one tool here. I have my preferences, definitely, but I will not speak about one tool. I think that there must be a data and AI platform in the middle. And this data and AI platform must have ESG in the middle and must have AI in the middle. And it will help to achieve the ESG compliance, to unlock cover bonds, and to cut the operational costs. Another important thing is, so it must be modular. And I will present a couple of modules, what the job of these modules. And we're hands-on people, so I'll try to show some videos. I do not have time for demos, but we have also demos. You must be able to extend it, and to extend it rapidly, because the requirements are changing, and the speed is high on the market. So 2 modules that we show today. So the one is the eco data enrichment, and it touches really the point of missing ESG data and the missing EPC certificates. And the second one is cover pool management, but done a little bit differently, a little bit more visual. And I think that one point I would like to put in the middle, and I think that we notice it in most of our AI projects, you must do glass box. You must be transparent about the algorithms. No one wants to have a black box solution that the people from the business do not understand what the solution is doing. And by the way, about the modularity, after we implemented, for example, in our case, these two modules, this EPC enrichment and the cover pool management, the new requirements are coming. For example, we're speaking with one German building society, Bausparkasse, and they say, as soon as you have ESG data, and as soon as you have, we can identify the borrowers who would be reluctant to accept new loans, for example, modernization loans. So it's not only about the treasury, somehow retail and the banking is coming to play, and so on. But let's try to do something. So let's look a little bit more in details at the eco data enrichment, because devil is in the details. And this is the point where we can show a little bit AI. So probably most of you use ChatGPT or similar software. It seems that, and it's pretty obvious, that there is an approach where you can instrumentalize these techniques of GPT and large language models and generative AI to derive the data from your documents. For example, just briefly describe the approach. So if you have the mortgage pool of your bank, you have the EPC data. EPC data can be there or can be missing. If it's there, the job is done. If not, you have an EPC, for example, on your shelf, in a PDF or in an image, you can extract this data. And it's really, it was even for me a big surprise that comparison to the old algorithm from the optical character recognition that we know for years, with the generative AI, the job is done better, the job is done quicker, but you must do it properly. So everyone can write a single line to ask a prompt in the ChatGPT, but just to give you a hint how it's working, the prompts for one certificate, it's about 3 screen pages. So it's predefined prompts how to do it properly. So this is about systematic approach. If the data is not there, you can search the data in external APIs. If the data is not available in the external APIs, you can combine the generative AI and the predictive AI. And this brings really benefit that you can come up to the 100% coverage of all your mortgage pool. So now I have to challenge your IT systems a little bit. I'm interested whether I will be able to show a short video. Okay. So we do not have internet connection. Okay. No, it's fine. I've prepared the backup. So basically, we can show demo at the pavilion. So you have the EPC certificate, and what you have to do, what you want to do, you have to derive the information from the EPC certificate, so the input and the output. So how it can be done? So now it's becoming a little bit complicated. So you have this visual transparent approach where you can instrumentalize the generative AI, the large language models, to derive this data. This is the point where you call the ChatGPT, so to say, and when you give this PDF with the EPC and ChatGPT derives, it's not really ChatGPT, we're using European models, also Mistral and many others, but the idea is that if you define the structure of the document properly, then from this document, with the help of AI, you derive all the necessary information. And we come to the 99% of the data. And the interesting thing is we had two teams, one team of experienced developers doing the job for 3 weeks, doing with the OCR, and the other team was one data scientist, 3 days, and the results were better because it seems really that the AI is there and the advantages are enormous. So the second case that I want to show is the cover pool management. So this is probably about daily job for most of the banks doing the cover pool management. So there are the assets and liabilities, and you have to select the loans for the cover pool. You have to remove the loans from the cover pool. The job is done by the treasury, and then you provide the reports to the trustees. And then you generate the reports for the rating agency, for example. It's just a demo. So if you do it in a visual, data-driven way, how we propose to do it, And you have really a visual approach. For example, you have a workflow. And when you look, and when we were working with these 25 banks and looking how they're working, there is always this workflow. So you have the old cover pool, and then you select the loans. You have your criteria to select the loans to the cover pool, and then you remove the loans. But it's important on every step, you must be absolutely transparent about the loans that you have. It must not be a black box. You have always see what have I selected, what have I removed, why, what are the reasons, what are the criteria. And as soon as you change it, you must do immediately. Not in a week, not in a month, not giving it to some other department to do the reports for you. You must have it in the system, the KPIs that you see. You must compare what is the old cover pool, what is the new cover pool. What is the distribution by LTV and by seasoning in the old cover pool and the new cover pool. What are the geo-distribution and so on. What are my most important KPIs, over-collateralization, collateral scoring, and so on. And it's important that it's a kind of a little bit different approach because it's a transparent approach on every step. And this approach based on the data-driven and AI. So, and the last step is actually, and it was also an interesting thing that what you see below is actually the Moody's template for the cover bonds, which is provided as a result. We're also providing HTT templates. But before doing it in Excel, you must have the possibility to do the monitoring on every step in your system. And this is actually the idea. So I'll try to come to an end, and then maybe we'll have time for a couple of questions. So we strongly believe that ESG, and this was the example with EPC certificates, it's just one example. And the AI must be in the middle of the next generation cover pools. And it must be transparent, glass box, and it must be agile. Through this approach, we can enable also smaller issuers to jump into this market. We can support the existing systems and extend with the EPC data. And yeah, we're happy to discuss these things and to get your feedback. Thank you.